Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are so thankful to have you join us here at with the Senior Source, the Elder Financial Safety Center. Today we are hosting our online job search 101. So we are very hopeful that we'll have more people join us. If you are watching, just let us know where you're joining us from, and then we'll get started. All right. I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Christina Taylor. I am Senior Career Coach. I'm joined with Kim Markman, who's also Career Coach, Training and Development, training for our online computer classes and anything related to computers. Kim, say hello.
Hi.
Thanks so much for joining us. So we have had an extraordinary morning already, haven't we, Kim?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
hi, great. We got Bonnie joining us from Duncanville. Bonnie, thanks for jumping on. So, we are super excited to present to you a very kind of clear and concise process for ensuring that you win at online job searches. So, Kim and I are going to be monitoring. Oh, right. We got someone from Upper Greenville. Um,
Nice.
thank you. Kim's going to be monitoring the chat, and we're going to go ahead and just kind of give you a little talk about kind of who we are. If you're not familiar, the Senior Source is located in Dallas, Texas. We serve greater Dallas seniors 50 and above for over, what is it, Kim, like 50, 60 years now?
It'll be 60 years this year. We're celebrating our 60th.
60 years. That is
Mhm.
awesome. And so Kim and I are a part of an extraordinary team called the Elder Financial Safety Center. And don't be turned off that elder. It just means, our older adults. We primarily deal with helping them from a finance perspective, meaning we offer financial coaching, we offer a payee or payee rep programming. We help protect our older adults from frauds and schemes. And then Kim and I have the unique honor of being career coaches. So we also help older adults with job readiness, basic training skills, along with finding jobs. Kim, did you want to add anything additionally to that?
Oh, no, and I'm still in the process of putting our computer classes online as well, because that's
Awesome.
more important now than ever, I believe.
Absolutely. And just for the record, we want to thank you all for joining us for this virtual opportunity. We've got a few more people in. We'll wait a few minutes and just kind of give you an idea of how this will work. So this is completely interactive. Going to show you a couple of slides, and then we are actually going to jump in and start on how you actually conduct a job search, okay? So if you'll just give me a moment here, we will go ahead and start. Okay. Well, let's just start with what we do know, right? I'm not sure why this isn't happening. Online job searches, right? So, what is an online job search defined as? Primarily, the online job search is the use of online resources, job boards, and or search engines to make connections and learn about jobs. Okay, that is our primary goal when we're when we're conducting a type of search. Yes, indeed, Jason, it is chilly. Um, really would like for this to to happen for us, guys. I'm so sorry. Um, Okay, so we'll move on into the next part of this. Um, Types of job boards, right? Can anyone out there identify maybe a type of job board or search engine that you are currently using? A job board or search engine that you're currently using? All right. So some of the ones that we know, right, are going to be the basic ones. We've got Indeed. We have Career Builder. Definitely, Facebook is definitely one that a lot of people are using. Kim, can you think of a few that are pretty popular right now? All right. I don't think we
Yeah, I'm
can.
right here. I'm sorry, it was muted.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes, I think those are the main ones. Indeed's a big one. Google has a job board as well.
Mhm. Okay, perfect. And again, these are all possible job boards that you can utilize or using. Now, a few of these you probably haven't heard of, or maybe you have. Of course, there's Simply Hired. Again, I apologize you're not able to see this, but Top USA Jobs. Glassdoor is a very, very lucrative and very well-known one. There are also job boards you probably aren't as familiar with. Diversity Jobs, mynewjobsearch.com, believe it or not, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also Facebook. Now, one time long ago, I do also believe that Craigslist used to have, they used to offer those as well. They used to offer job searches. And if anyone knows, does anyone know if they still do that? I know they have a section there, but I'm not sure how good it is now, but it's definitely one that we can utilize.
And there's always work in Texas with the workforce.
Always work in Texas. Okay, Jason jumped in. He says he thinks LinkedIn is probably the best. And I would agree, Jason. I mean, honestly, LinkedIn not only allows you to leverage kind of your current, professional standing and to utilize your professional network, but employers typically right now are looking at LinkedIn to find jobs or look to find employees. So that's always a great thing. All right, so we'll move on to our second slide. And again, guys, thank you guys for being so patient with us. Wanted to offer up a few job statistics, okay? And we'll talk specifically around two different things, like an online job search statistics, maybe, and then online networking statistics. Now, in case you didn't know it, the number one top and most surefire way to obtain new employment is through networking. That's still the number one top rated way to find out about new jobs or get a new job. So networking statistics. A 2020 job survey indicated that, quote, networking alone is responsible for filling as many as 85% of all jobs. That information is from HubSpot. Okay. Another statistic in another 2020 survey, at least 70% of people got their current job. How they get it? Through networking. All right. So do we have anyone there that's joining us that can offer up how they may have received their job? Yeah. Indeed. Yeah. Okay. LinkedIn. Is anyone else here had any luck utilizing just basic networking? Just let us know. Let us know. Okay. Awesome. And as for online job searches, again, another awesome way to connect your new career. Statistic shows that 84% of organizations use social media to recruit their employees. That's 1/3 of companies advertise mobile to source candidates, and that's from SHRM, SHRM. Again, these are really big numbers. 84% of organizations are using social media. So that's your LinkedIn, your Facebook, Twitter, maybe even Instagram. Another statistic notes that 51% of job seekers claim they prefer finding job opportunities online. Okay, so they prefer to find online job opportunities through online job search websites. So you are absolutely in the right place. Okay. Thanks, guys. That's really great. And Jason says, indeed, it's good because it reposts jobs on other boards, so they're all together. Absolutely agree. And what are your thoughts about online job boards?
Oh, they're good. I think it should be just a tool that you use, but you wouldn't want to depend solely on them.
Okay. And why would you, you indicated you wouldn't want to depend solely on them. Because there are other ways to do that too.
Oh, there are. Yeah. So it's just not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Because I often see clients and they're like, well, I've been applying to jobs online and all that, but they haven't been networking.
Okay.
So it's important, I think, to just not put all your eggs in one basket, just to try different methods and put yourself out there the best you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, guys, you guys have been super patient. I thank you. Again, we'll have this presentation available to you afterwards. I apologize that I'm having some issues. If anybody here has any ideas on how I can how we can share this PowerPoint, that'd be awesome. Okay, so let's kind of lighten the load. I like to think of online dating, online job searching a little bit like online dating. Okay, it kind of is. Everyone's looking to put their best foot forward. Everyone wants to present themselves in such a way to be attractive to that potential employer, right? Would anyone else agree? Hi, Ann. Thanks for joining us. Uh, all right, would anyone agree? It's a little like online dating. Yeah, it is. It is. So employers are not a one size fits all. Okay, every employer has something specific or unique to their company or to their culture or the business that makes them very different for everyone. So I always encourage job seekers to seek what works for you, right? Understand that your must haves versus your nice to haves in a job search is critical, right? Again, just like online dating, there are certain things that you absolutely kind of know that you want to have versus things that you do not want to have. And you're able to filter those things through in your initial search. Okay. Another point, right? Your search success rate is exponentially better when you cast a smaller net that focuses on the must haves. And what I mean by that is that there are millions of job boards. There is a job posted every 10 seconds. Somewhere, right? Indeed, probably being one of the larger online job sources to date. But again, if you are able to hone in your focus on the online job search and the things that are absolutely crucial to you, whether it's pay, whether it's location, whether it is, the type of work, you may want to be, I don't know, a part-time worker, a contractor, or a freelancer, when you're able to kind of narrow those down to a good little succinct area, then your search is exponentially better. Okay. Now, one thing, kind of like online dating, sometimes those profiles, they can sound a little too good to be true, right? If anybody agrees with me, raise your hand. If you know anything about that, let me know. Sometimes the profile reads very differently than what is actually there. So one thing we like to recommend that if a job sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. And we'll talk a bit more about that later. Okay, kind of what are the things to identify on your job on your online job search that could be a bit detrimental. And then, as usual, online job searching, online dating, toss ups, right? Always check the source, right? Don't be afraid to conduct a Google search or any type of search that you need to on an employer that you're interested in. All right. And Kim, what are your thoughts about that? I know that you've had quite a bit of experience working or seeing where jobs are posted. It looks like it's a great opportunity. What is one thing you can offer to our viewing audience today? If a job looks too big to be true.
Well, with that too, if it's Indeed or something like that, typically I would find out the company and go straight to the company's website anyway.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's outdated as well. The company will keep their website up to date, but the other boards weren't kept up to date. So they'll be listing jobs that have been filled, have been taken down, don't exist anymore. So it is always good if you're interested in a company and you're interested in that company or in that job to go on that company's website and look for it at the source.
Oh,
But then,
absolutely.
because a lot of places too, they will pretend to be other companies and we'll be
They
listing
will.
a job as another company. So that's important as well, just to kind of see if the company is actually hiring for that.
Right. Okay, guys. So looks like we got our screen up. Can everyone see this? Kim, can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
Awesome. Okay, wonderful. So these, I promise you guys, they existed. Some of the samples of online job boards, and I think we're kind of skipping to those statistics that we talked about, and I'll jump right over and have you guys kind of take a look at those really quickly. Okay, and again, I said it's sort of like online dating, right? Key things to look out for. Understand your must-haves versus your nice to haves. Success rate in searching is exponentially better, smaller net, focusing on your must-haves. And then the next part, today's learning objective. So we kind of gotten through that. Three things, if nothing else, we really want you guys to kind of take from this time together is three things that just have to happen on your online job search. The first thing is you want to create a plan. Right? We want to learn how to create an online job search plan of action. So it's something that's either written down, pen to paper, or it's something that you're keeping in a type of planner or something, but something that you can look at visually, put your eyes on it and say, hey, this is my plan. The next thing you want to do is, learn the framework, right? So what is really kind of the anatomy? I think we've got a bit of a pause there. Don't you guys just love live TV, live stuff? Okay. Learn the basic anatomy of an online search. Learn the basic anatomy. And finally, optimizing keyword searches. Okay, you want to discover how using the right keywords can enhance your search. So we're just going to stop for a moment there and see if anyone has any quick questions for us. Are there any quick questions? Anything you have questions around? All right. And Jason, thank you so much for joining us. This is always applied to company sites. That's great. That's a very good thing. Jobs posted on employer sites are assigned to a specific recruiter. Very, very true. Very, very true. All right. So we're going to jump back in to our learning objectives. And we're creating the plan. We're creating the plan. All right. So the next thing is, what does that online job search, what does that look like? What does that look like? Okay. Well, the first thing is, as we said before, creating that plan. What's the first thing you want to do? Can you think of anything you might want to do? Well, I can tell you. One of the first things you want to do is wait for it to go. Okay, so you want to do a self-assessment, right? Kind of an idea about where you are in your life. I know a lot of older adults are kind of in encore careers. So what are the things that you value in your life? Write these things down. Is it job security, or is that something that you're focusing on? Is it working in a team, or is it working independently? Do you value those things? Do you wish to go into an office? A lot of us are working remotely now, but there are still some employers that are kind of managing the kind of in office, out of office situation. Or would you prefer to telecommute? Telecommuting is now primarily the way that work is being done. So definitely something to consider. What does work-life balance mean to you? Okay, what does that look like to you now? All right. The next thing, skills and interests. What specific skills and interests do you have that inform how you conduct the job search? If you have some of those things, write those things down, right? Can anyone at this moment think, and I've stopped the video for a moment, can anyone right now think of anything that they're, that they have a specific skill or interest? Okay, make sure you write that down. The next thing you want to do in your action plan is target industries, okay? What are the top 5 industries you wish to work in, okay? If you have those top 5, whether it's, industrial, construction, admin assistance, human resources, write those things down so you see them. And research the job market outlook. What are these jobs looking like in the next 5 to 10 years? Because they may or may not be lucrative at this time, okay? Next thing you want to do is target employers. There we go. I think it's going. Is it slowed down? Yeah, target employers. Again, we've identified 5 top industries. So now let's identify 5 employers we'd like to target on this job search. Let's write them down. If you've been on Indeed and you've been watching Kellogg, or you've been watching SC Johnson, or you've been watching Kohl's or Target, and those are employers that you'd like to kind of associate with, write those down. Go to their actual job sites, right? Go to the employer pages and see where they're hiring and what they're hiring for. Also, be sure to follow them on your LinkedIn profiles. Okay. All right. So we're going to pause for a quick minute and see if anyone has any questions for us. Any questions for us? Please be sure to put those in the chat for us. All right. Okay. So then we'll continue on here with our slideshow. All right. So we're back at what we're going to do as far as targeting the employers, right? And then the next thing we want to add is, okay, we got those self-assessments, skills and interests, target industries, target employers, online job search journal. Now, this may sound a little archaic or not, but believe me, again, when you're writing this down and you're looking at it, it's always good to kind of pace yourself and see what you've done, what companies you've reached out to, who your target companies and industries are. Create a journal, right? Create a journal. Well, Christina, what goes in that journal? Can anyone guess maybe what are some things that would go on that journal? Anything you think might go on that journal? And if you can think of some, go ahead and put those in the chat for us. Yeah. Okay, not anything yet. Oh, okay. So Mr. Guerrero, G.A. Guerrero says that he bought a AI powered resume builder. I think that's very good. That's great. It's great that you did that. It kind of probably helps in getting you where you need to be. Okay, so we were talking about our journal. What's going to go on that journal? So when I'm out on the web and I'm looking for what I need to find and the jobs that I'm interested in, as I'm journaling, some of the things that I'm going to look at are the following. I want to be sure that I include my job title or my job titles, right? When I'm conducting the search, I've got the industry, I've got the employer. What job am I applying for? Okay, making sure that I notate that. Next thing I want to be sure of is the employer, right? That's obvious. I got a job title. Here's the employer that I'm courting or I'm looking that I'm interested in, and then the date that you applied. This may not seem like a big thing. Sometimes you can save these things on your desktop, or if you have a spreadsheet that you're using, but it's important to know because in the follow-up, should you go back and try to search and see if the job is still there, or if you're doing kind of your natural check-in to see if a recruiter or someone has checked in, and you can look and say, oh, that's the job that I applied for in June 2021. It's been about 2.5 weeks. Let me look and see maybe if that job is still posted, or let me check online on my LinkedIn and see who I may be able to connect with based upon that date that I applied the employer the job title. The next thing you want to put is definitely your outcome, right? So what ended up happening? Did you get a thank you but no thank you? If so, that's fine. It's okay. You know what you've done. You know what you've done. You've given it your all. You did your due diligence, whatnot. But also, you want to keep in perspective if you have face-to-face or phone interview times, right? So a lot of recruiters are using ATSs, applicant tracking systems, that allow them to kind of cast a net and hone in on the types of skills that they're looking for in future employees. All right. So, your outcome may be that you got a face-to-face interview. You want to make sure that you write that down, calendar that in, or you may have gotten a phone interview. Is it your first, your second, or third? It's very important that you're keeping track of those things. All right. Awesome. So then our next thing is the other part of your online job search plan. Strategy. Everybody needs a strategy. So develop a written strategy for the online search and also diversify that search, okay? We'll talk a bit about that as well. Kim, do we have any questions in the chat just yet?
Yeah, sure. I know Miss Davis is looking for a part-time with no weekends or late nights, and she is asking how to advise or search upfront for that because
Absolutely.
they send notices for jobs that you're not
Mhm.
necessarily interested in.
Absolutely. Well, you're in luck because we're going to actually kind of in this moment here shortly, we're going to go online and we're going to actually conduct a type of search. So hopefully that will help you. But thank you so much for that question. But again, strategy, written strategy for what that search will look like. Well, Christina, what does that mean? It means determining kind of what it looks like overall. Do you have a particular day of the week that you want to conduct the search? Say for instance, Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's your time when you're like, okay, on Tuesdays and Thursday, I'm visiting this many sites. I'm checking in on this many, kind of LinkedIn postings, and I'm visiting this many other types of job boards. Right? What day of the week works best for you? Maybe you're not a Monday person, but maybe you're a Wednesday, Friday person. So kind of strategize around centering on 1 or 2 days of the week that you're going to conduct that search, right? Gotta be strategic. The next thing, what are the best hours for you to conduct the search, right? You may not be a morning person. So maybe you dedicate 2 to 3 hours in the afternoon specifically dedicated to this search between 1 and 4, uninterrupted time where you are conducting that search on a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, right? So we got a day of the week, and then we've got some hours, right? So we're helping ourselves to become accountable for how this will work out for us. The next thing you want to do: how many online applications will you complete in a day? How many in a week or a month? Right? Everyone is different depending on where you are. I know some people are looking for full time, some people are looking for part time. The way that you strategize your search will determine kind of numbers wise how you might best decide how many to complete in a day, a week, or a month. Now, if you have a very aggressive timeline and you're, say, looking to have a job before the summer break, then you definitely want to account for how long it actually is going to take to search, right? Giving yourself about an hour, how long it's going to actually take for you to either upload or do a pre assessment on the particular job that you're interested in, right? You want to account for that time. And then you want to also account for any changes you may need to make to the resume or to the posting that you're submitting, right? So account for those things and determine for yourself how many online applications you want to complete in a day, a week, or a month. And then finally, you want to be patient, right? Believe me, guys, it takes time. Okay, it just does. It takes time, especially now that we are in really unprecedented times as far as the economy goes, and employers are still hiring, but it is very, it's a different time. So be patient with yourself. We have any other questions? Oh, looks like we got one from Miss Gore. What are the best times to conduct a search? That's a great question. Are there specific days where people post more jobs? Kim, do you have anything to offer to that? I think I have my idea. Jason, hop in if you got any ideas.
Oh no, I always treat it more like a full-time job in and of itself. And
Yeah.
so I would actually check every day, and there's the cat. But
Mhm,
I would check every day, to be quite honest. I
mhm.
did read somewhere, and it was outdated, that Mondays were times when people posted more jobs.
Mondays, okay, I could see
But
that.
I'm not sure if that's accurate. It was a while ago, so.
Right, right. So, to your questions and specific days where people post more jobs, it's kind of been a toss up, right? So typically people are looking for jobs on a Monday after that weekend, depending on their situation and their employer. A lot of people are searching for jobs on that Monday. So ideally, employers may take that first day of the week to do that. Midweek is always good as well, right? Because then you got a great kind of middle section to your week. Maybe the posting has slowed down a bit, but job seekers are still, looking whether passively or non-passively. I would say Mondays and probably Wednesdays. Fridays, maybe not so much, but it really depends, right? It depends directly on that industry. Great question. Thank you so much for that. So, next part of that, and this is really important, right? Patience is going to take some time. According to the US, and this is going to pull up here shortly. Thank you guys so much for your patience. Um, According to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, excuse me, it takes on average 10 months for someone over 55 to obtain a new job. Okay, that should not discourage you in the times that we're seeing now. Sometimes it may take a bit longer, but on average, based upon that statistic, on someone over 55, it takes about that long to obtain a new job. All right, no worries on that. So now let's talk about the online job search framework. Job search framework. What does that mean? The anatomy of what we are doing. Okay. So I'm going to try to do two things here at once. First thing we want to do is we want to identify specific jobs, right? What are the jobs that I'm looking for? Now, one thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull out of here and I'm going to go to a search that I've already conducted. Because what you want to do is you want to set up several search agents. What are search agents? It means that you have put your resume on different types of platforms, agents being like an Indeed or I don't know, LinkedIn, possibly ZipRecruiter is also a great one as well. So let me stop that really quickly. And what we'll do is we're going to go into an actual search. Now, I just need to know if you guys can see that. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and we're going to pretend like we're about to start a search. Okay, and Kim, I need you to watch the chat for me and we'll go here. Now, I've chosen two, right? I've chosen two that I think are good sites. Indeed has, again, they post, millions and millions of jobs from various places all over. So what we're going to see are a lot of things happening. I'm going to highlight a few things that are very important to this search, right? So the first thing is always the what, right? What is the job title? What are the keywords of the company? The next thing that's important is the where. Where do you want to work, right? Okay, where do you want to work? Here you can find the job. Right above that, next to it, we have company reviews, and then you can find salaries. But the first thing that we need to be very mindful of is ensuring that we have everything that we need in our profile, right? So we're creating a profile. So what you see me do is I went to this little person here, and I'm going to click on profile. Now, Indeed is amazing, right? Because they have a place where you can update your profile, you can look at jobs, you can put your reviews. If you have email preferences, again, I'm highlighting everything that you need to look at. You can look at those and say, you know what, I really just want to get emails about or email alerts once a week. I really don't want to get email alerts twice a week or maybe once a month. I don't know. So I'm here at my profile. Okay, we're waiting for this to come. They have asked me a few questions here. Take the next step in the search. Try setting your resume to public. Absolutely. Why would we want to do that, guys? Why would we want to set our resume to public? So employers can see it. We need people to see it. Okay. I'm going to just move that over and out of the way. Kim, do we have any questions currently? Anything in the chat yet?
Not as of now, no.
Okay, all right. So as you can see, really quickly, we're going to just put in some information that they absolutely need. As you can see, in the level of education, got my bachelor's of arts in there. I just put that in there. I'm going to go down. This is our middle section. This is kind of where all the meat is. Okay, so they want to know what's your email, what's the phone number. Adding a headline, a summary, very important. Headline or summary, ways to kind of stand out in a job search or again, like online dating, right? You want to make sure that you are top tier, that you are top tier. Okay. So I don't know, let's be playful. What would be a really cool heading or kind of a headline? And again, let me just remind you guys, I didn't say this earlier, but I'm looking specifically for a customer service job. That's the role that I'm looking for. I'll put my email here. What would be a really cool headline if I were looking to kind of put myself out there? Any ideas? Okay, so we'll just kind of play around with it. I'll put something like, I don't know. I mean, that's just something that I think is kind of eye-catching. I don't know. If you guys have something there that you think would probably be better, that's fine. I know a lot of people kind of want to go the safe route, and and I spelled that wrong. Sorry. And just professional this, that, and the other. The professional customer relations. I can't spell today. Ooh, relations. I really can't spell. Up, ready to roll. Just something kind of fun. It doesn't have to be that, or results driven, uh, results CSR available. Okay, these are all just kind of ideas, right? So the headlines there, I've got a summary that's there. All of these are things that you definitely want to be sure to put in, right? You gotta make sure your city, your postal code. One thing that's very important, are you willing to relocate, right? If you're in a situation where you are, go ahead and click that. Employee eligibility, very important, right? Sometimes we need to know because this job may require some level of sponsorship or not. Okay. Now, the biggest thing that I wanted to kind of show you guys is that I've kind of done the work and uploaded my resume, right? So I uploaded my See Anyone resume for 2020. And again, it's just kind of a really, really basic resume. But if you are interested in having more information about resume development or review, we absolutely offer that. So from this resume, downloaded it and open it. Let's see if it'll open. Come on. There we go. So here you can see, it's a very basic resume. I just put the Chris Anyone. One thing I definitely recommend is making sure if you have a LinkedIn that you put that there. But again, we're looking for customer service jobs. I have included that my most recent job was a customer service manager. Prior to that, I was a customer service lead. This is our basic resume. This is the thing. Go ahead.
You might have to share your screen again because the resume is not showing.
It is not? Okay.
No. Yeah, sometimes when you open another window, you have to reshare the screen.
Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I'm going to share that screen. Okay. Here we go. Can everyone see that now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Okay, perfect. So this is the resume that I've uploaded. Very, very brief, kind of a Chris Anyone. So I've gotten all my stuff. This is the main thing. One of the main things you want to be sure that you have when you are conducting this online search. You need to be sure that your most recent and updated resume is there. So one thing, as we said, we've gone ahead and we have included our searches for that. What do you think would probably be then the next thing that we needed to add? We wanted to be sure of an optimal job search. What other thing might we add, right? Someone say location, put it in the Teams, guys. Susan, put it in our chat. So we got Indeed showing, I think we've uploaded our most recent resume, guys. Thank you again for that. Now we can see to the right of us, the settings. We talked about that earlier, resume privacy settings. So we want to go ahead and make ours public. As it said here, phone number, address, and all of that is going to show up. Now, if you don't want that, that's absolutely fine. Don't include that. You do not have to include that. Okay. And so the next thing that we have done, I think I switched screens. So we set up our engines, we created our search agent profile, uploaded our most recent resume. We saw that, and then created job alerts from targeted companies. That's super important that you do that. And then we'll show you how to do that. Now, a lot of employers are moving to, a lot of these applications you can tap. It's a one tap apply. You take your phone, you've already got your resume in some short order form on your mobile device, whether it's an Android or an Apple, and you can one touch apply. So download job hunting apps on your tablet or phone. I know for a fact that Indeed has one, so you can definitely use theirs. I believe ZipRecruiter has a one-click apply as well. Send yourself email alerts for these jobs. Again, same thing with, if you're using your desktop, do the same thing on your mobile phone. Create job alerts for the specific jobs you're interested in. And for that mobile operation with one click apply, just if you need to shorten that resume, maybe just a one pager that highlights 2 or 3 of the things that you are looking to do or that you've done. So that may include, one little job, or it's not one little job, one job, 2 or 3 bullet points, another job, 2 or 3 bullet points, and then just kind of the specific things that you're looking to do. Okay. All right. So we're going to back out of here a little bit. We're going to play around in here really quick.
Okay, so I have a question though. How many
Yes.
resume hubs do you suggest a person uploads their resume to? Because of course, the more you have, the more maintenance one has to do if there are changes that you make to your resume.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a good point, Kim. And that's why it's important to kind of keep that journal going so that you know where you've applied and where you're not if you're not using your phone. But I say as many as you need that are going to be sufficient for you. The top ones, if I had to choose, would for me definitely be Indeed, definitely be like ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, believe it or not, Top USA Jobs. I have a list of some other jobs that are specific to seniors that we'll look at as well. But one thing I wanted to do, because I feel like we're kind of moving out of that, is I want to do one of these searches really quickly. Okay, because now we're moving into keyword searches in our last couple of minutes together. In a keyword search, you want to be very clear to ensure that you have everything that you need. Okay, so in your search, you want to use various types of job titles. Right now, I'm looking for a customer service job. You can look down here and see this is another name for a customer relations specialist. Click on that, showed me what they have there. Let's see, what are other titles for customer relations that you guys can think of? Well, guess what? We didn't really have to think that much on. When you went ahead and we put in the what, it brought up quite a few, right? Because customer success is a title. All right. Client services is a type of customer service or customer relations. Client service and customer support, right? So we have all of these different opportunities to identify various types of jobs that we're looking for. We'll use another one, for example, accountant. Accountants. All types of accountants. What type of accounting are you looking for? Let's be specific, people. If it's entry level, go ahead and put entry level, right? If you're a tax accountant, go ahead and put tax accountant. The really cool thing about searches like this is that you can do either ors, right? So you can add different things. Or, and, or either. What does that mean? Or, and, or either. So I'm going to put tax accountant, but I want to expand my search. So I'm also going to include or CPA. And let's go ahead and put that location in there and let's see what we find. Oh, wow. Look at that. So let's kind of break this down. What are we looking at? Right across here, you can look for this job based on the date that it was posted. Whether it is remote, you can find jobs based upon whether they're remote. How many miles from Dallas do you want to go? Do you need to be exactly 5, 10, or 15? What are your salary estimations? The type, is it full, temporary, part, or contract? And then location. So we're going to play around with this a bit. I want to look for jobs within the last 7 days. Should we do remote or temporarily remote due to COVID? What ideas do you guys have around that? What would you like to see?
I would just say remote.
Okay.
Because sometimes they're not as, straightforward. They'll just say this is a remote job, and some of them are remote temporarily due to COVID, but they just say it's remote for now. So,
absolutely.
But I'm just saying it's remote will give you more results probably.
Absolutely. In fact, with it getting a remote, we take it off and we can add it back on. We can see actually about how many we got there. Salary estimation. So for remote jobs posted in the last 7 days, we see that there are only 2. All right. And they're both in this 80K mark. But again, what we really wanted you to see is just really how this can work and what the jobs are pulling up. So with just that job title and description that I put there, I came up with this many jobs. Here we go. Senior accountant, senior tax accountant, this, that, and the third. Okay.
And to answer Beverly's question, if you're
Yes,
looking for a
Beverly.
part-time teaching job, what would you put in the keyword search? I would just put part-time teaching.
Well, let's try it. Let's
And
put,
if there is a particular level you're interested in or a particular subject too.
okay, looks like we got part-time teacher here. Dallas. Beverly, maybe we're looking for those within the last 3 days. Let's see how many of those we got. Look at all of it. Toddler teacher and teachers for age 2. Now, the
And
really cool thing, go ahead.
if you have a particular, because a lot of times, the daycare centers will say toddler teacher or, preschool teacher. So if you have a particular level that you're interested in, like, K through 6 or something like that, I would put that in elementary, middle school, I would put that in as well.
So that was a good recommendation. Remember, we talked about using those or either's. Those are going to help in that search for the what. Part-time teacher and elementary, where in Dallas? Let's hit find jobs. What do we have? Oh, look at that.
Yeah, see, there's Huntington, and that is part-time.
Part-time elite learning.
Yeah.
Right. So there are definitely ways to do that and make sure that you have. And the really cool thing about Indeed is that they also have whatever your most recent searches are. So if you go in for some reason and you can't remember, what did I search for on last week? Oh, you know what? I can go here and do that. I can find them there. You can find them there.
Yeah, and with the colleges, Beverly, I would probably just search the college individually as well. That would probably be the best route for that.
Okay, the next thing is skill searching. You can put the titles, you can put locations, you can search by your skills. In fact, let's see what we can do with skills. And I was going to show you ZipRecruiter. Any other questions before I move on?
And then going back, do the platforms allow for multi-resume job targeting? So different jobs or industries or levels of experience require differently worded or formatted resumes. So like, I guess they're asking, can you upload on your profile more than one resume?
Absolutely. I think that's very important. Actually, you brought up a good point. Identify, again, once you're doing that key search, the target jobs or the target industries. And if you have a resume that looks different for each of those jobs, then some form of variation of that resume needs to be in your profile. And I'm very sure that you're able to, you can say that this is my CSR resume or this is my other type of resume. In fact, let's go to one of these. Let's go to Zip, right? Zip is another really cool one. As you can see, it has a lot of different things you can do here. You can add your resume, that you can add the phone number, skills, so forth and so on. These are all the things you need to add, work experience. So some of this they can just pull up. But yeah, I definitely agree that finding or identifying several types of jobs that you want, you can do that. Now, this is asking me to activate job matching. Currently don't have a resume on file, so I'll go ahead and upload one of those. And I want you to kind of see, has anyone here ever used ZipRecruiter before? If you have, tell us a little bit about what you thought about it. Again, creating that profile. I'm just gonna kind of skip through that. Oh, wow. Okay, we're not done yet, but we'll, see what it's showing us right here. So it's kind of a preview of what we got. And we got a few minutes more, so I want to kind of get through this. But as you see, ZipRecruiter the same. We're right up here in this top left box with our job title or key search, right? And so we talked about skills or things that you're looking for specific. Work from home, you can put that there. You can put this, you can do that. But the really cool thing about ZipRecruiter also is that suggested jobs are important as well, right? If you upload your resume to one of these sites, they're going to find roles that are kind of specific to what you've indicated. And one thing that's super important, as you see here, is this one-click apply. These are my favorite search tools, right? Because you can get a lot of apps in at one time when you click apply. So when I click apply, what happens? It's processing. What is it doing? Well, it's updating and uploading all my information so that it goes onto my program. Of course, I've got to go back and put all that in. But as you can see, that click apply, that one click apply is pretty cool. It is a pretty cool idea. So again, guys, we're kind of just playing around in here. I think the main things I wanted you to be very familiar with was that in a keyword search, You want to be able to use variations of the type of words or type of skills or type of desires and needs that you have. You want to be able to use your and or statements and combine types of jobs. Location is key. Make sure that you're setting your filters and your profiles to that as well. And then one thing I think is really cool is ONET word search. Can you guys see this? ONET. That was the one thing I wanted to show you guys that I think is super cool. Anyone here familiar with ONET? We were talking about putting in job descriptions or job titles. So not one title is not a one size fits all. So ONET is a type of tool that uses different types of searches or words combined together to give detailed descriptions for the world of work that are used by job seekers, workforce development, and HR professionals. So basically what you can do is you can go into an ONET search. If you guys see the Google, you see Google.
I see Chrome, yeah, I see.
Chrome, got it, okay. So we're gonna go into ONET. Do you see anything else on there? Online. ONET online. You should be seeing ONET online. So if you've never visited this is a great way to find quick occupational searches or jobs that may be worded very differently. Again, it is a type of search engine as well. You can browse group of similar occupations, undefined occupations. There's an advanced search where it focuses on occupations that use specific tools or software or crosswork, right? And so that's where you can connect with a wealth of ONET data. So that means anything from military to, and I'll Dropbox, DOT, Department of Transportation, education, and military. So it's an awesome list. So let's just click on one really quickly. Go to Bright Outlook, Rapid Job Growth. So what we're doing here in ONET is that we're looking for occupations that are expected to grow rapidly in the next couple of years. And then it's also going to show us the large number of jobs that are available for that. But do you see all of this? Actuaries. These are all of the jobs by code that they are expecting to grow very soon. Commercial drivers, commercial pilots. That's just one way to use it. Go back to find occupations. Let's do a keyword search. Let's do customer service. I use that one, guys, because it's just a little quicker, right? So look at this, Bright Outlook, customer service representatives. But in that vein are also all of these other types of matching or closely related type roles, okay? From bill to account collectors, from sales rep, new account clerks. We'll click on customer service rep and see what they got there. So they're just giving us a summary of that. Here are some of the technology skills. Again, these are things that you can actually use in your search, right? So if I wanted to, I could kind of maybe highlight this and copy it and put it in my search. I could go down here. What's my knowledge base for all the skills that they need, right? Detailed activities. So this is a very, really cool way to just identify different things. All right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we're moving along. Do you have any questions before we get to the next part of this? And Kim, let me know if you guys can see the PowerPoint.
Okay, yes, we had another question in the comments. Do you recommend a reliable online strengths test? And there's one from Gallup.
I think so.
That they have a link.
I think at assessments, I think that's what you're asking for.
Yeah, if there's a good one online.
I like Career One Stop has some good ones. I'm not as familiar with Gallup, but I definitely recommend those types of tools for you to see where your strengths are and how, in knowing those strengths and identifying them, they kind of segue you into kind of a role or types of roles that would be a best suit for you. So absolutely. Okay. Now, one thing, and I really hate that this is showing here at the bottom. I can't get that off. Leverage your social media platforms. Everyone can see this, and these are the things that are important. What is your Facebook doing? Do you have Twitter? Is it working for you? You can tweet out, hey, experienced accountant seeking a job, and then you can at different companies, or if you know a recruiter, you can at that recruiter. Instagram is really good. Now, I'm not as aware of how it has helped a few people with jobs. I know that employers are constantly kind of showing their philanthropic uh, uh, um, outings and things that they do on there, because it's a really good social way to connect. But leveraging that, if you have Instagram, follow that company, right? See where they are, if they're having hiring events. What are they doing virtually?
Well,
Yes.
Instagram helped. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I had a lady who was in kind of an event planning. This is pre-COVID, but and I helped her get her Instagram up so she could showcase some of the events. It was like her portfolio. So if you're in something creative, Instagram would be good
Absolutely.
for that.
Absolutely. I think that's very true. If you're in that creative realm, you definitely want to be sure to get your Instagram knowledge up. Leverage your network. Leveraging your network. How many of you right now can say that you have what you feel on average, if you had to rate it from a 1 to 5? And we're talking specifically maybe your online network. Okay, no worries. So leveraging your network, and we're in the end, guys. So we're doing great. You want to utilize your online network to enhance your job search. Well, how do I do that? Well, get involved. Are you a part of your college or university alumni association? Were you a part of any type of social clubs there? The university alumni association. Um, Social clubs. Are you a part of a social club, fraternity, or sorority? Right? That's super important. Sometimes, again, having that close network of people there can help you to identify possible opportunities. Military or veteran affiliations. I think a lot of us don't think of this too often. Are you a part of the reservist? Did you serve in any type of military installation throughout your career? If so, lean in on those people. Join those networks on your LinkedIn or on those sites. Professional affiliations. Okay. If you are a part of an accounting club, are you connected with them on LinkedIn? If you're a part of the, I don't know, 2019 Journalists of America group, and I'm kind of making that up. How are you leveraging that networking? What does that look like for you? Right? College career services. Believe it or not, online searches, again, are everywhere. Everyone is kind of, trying to master that realm. But college career services are now very, very present online. Employers are reaching into these alumni associations and career services, and they're posting their jobs. And there are all types of jobs. They can be for internships, externships, right? They can be for alumni specifically, or that school or that college may have a specific career or a specific connection with an organization that puts you in top tier. Okay, so leverage your networks as best you can. Now, one thing we talked about a little bit was, and this is important, how to spot or how to identify online job scams. Okay. In this day and age with everything being virtual, it's super important that we have an idea of what is and what is not, so that you are not susceptible to being taken advantage of. So this is kind of just a quick overview of things that you want to look for in your search. Types of online job scams. Okay. Envelope stuffing. Anyone heard of that one? Yeah. Okay. Data entry scams. They have you, say that you can complete this amount of data and with entry. And if you complete this data entry within a certain amount of time, they'll give you this amount of money. Okay. Wire transfers. Okay. And this is especially heinous because what they do is they find an opportunity to get you to offer up your personal information, whether it's your birthday, possibly your social security social security number, right? And they say, hey, we've got this certain amount of money, but we need to go ahead and we need to transfer this into your account. And once that's done, you'll be able, and we'll pay you this amount, but we need your routing and account number in order to get this process done. Kim, do we have any questions in the chat?
No, not right now. But since more occupations are doing work from home, that's going to be a bigger one too.
Mm-hmm. It is. It absolutely is.
And a lot more companies are doing their interviews virtually, but if they're
Mm-hmm.
one red flag is if they ask you to do an interview over something like Skype or, some sort of free
Mm-hmm.
chat program as opposed to doing like a webinar like GoToMeeting or something like that, that
Absolutely.
is a huge red flag.
That is a very huge red flag, right? They should be able to provide you with a more sufficient and solid platform. Clues of a scam: job offers with no interviews, right? So someone is, hey, we've got this perfect job for you. Sign this paper, bring this back, or mail this to us. Blah blah blah. You're hired. No such thing. Job offers with no interviews. Very, very rare. Definitely something to beware. Asking for your social security number on an online application. Now, some people have a different idea about that, but if I'm just kind of submitting my information and the thing that you're asking me for on a virtual platform is something that, specific and personal, I'm going to be a bit weary. Usually you're not asked for those type of things until you move through a process with an employer and you're in an onboarding situation. Okay. That is really the only time. Kim, would you agree with that? That you should ever be really giving your social security on something that's written and you're with that person and they're onboarding you. Would you agree with that?
Well, I've seen socials asked for on a job application.
Mm-hmm.
They are moving away from that. The real red flag is your bank account information too.
Okay, well, yeah, that one too. But I mean, for an online situation, would you find it odd that someone asked for the social security number? Because I know that has come up a couple of times. I think that I personally would tell someone maybe not to do that
A bit, yeah. Yeah,
initially.
there are still some companies that do ask for that, but you can just
Mhm.
put in something, fake and keep going.
Yeah, that's an idea. Okay. Jobs that ask for pay before the work, right? So they're asking you for fees, you're paying for the background check, or you're paying for a uniform. Unless it's a company that you've researched that seems to be reputable, I would definitely be aware of that, right? I'm paying you before I work. I don't know. Sounds a bit fishy to me. And then one thing that you definitely want to look out for are verifiable email domains, right? If this is a reputable person, then you want to know that they have their company's domain and not like a Yahoo or a Gmail. So if someone is sending you something, hey, Kim, got your information. We're going to set up this interview with you. In fact, you know what? We don't even need the interview. We're going to offer you the job as soon as we submit this wire transfer and complete the online reshipping. But my email account is, beware of the wolf at gmail.com or beware of the scam at yahoo.com. Very important to just make sure that these communications are coming from verifiable email domains.
And and check it really because they can even try to spoof an employer and maybe have
Mhm.
it different by a few letters. I mean, they get it. It's
That's
not
a
even
good point
necessarily
there.
Yahoo or Gmail. They can have something that looks like it's from Amazon, and maybe it's
Right.
slightly misspelled or it's different. So just make
That's a
sure.
very
And
good
that's
point.
another thing that's why it's important to, if you see something on Indeed, maybe just go back to the company's
Mhm.
website if possible. Because some companies, they, especially if they're smaller, they will just stick with Indeed. But if it's possible, go to that company's website itself
I agree.
and
Absolutely.
make sure.
Your research. Go to the company's website. Very good. All right. And then the next thing kind of wanted to move us through is kind of next steps, right? And we'll take a pause really quickly. I know that we've moved a bit fast. I'll be completely honest. This is a really awesome platform, and we're glad that we've had 10 people join us. It's gone up and it's gone down, but we're so glad that you joined us. Again, for more detailed information about how this online process works, we definitely feel it's important that you can reach out for coaching, or you can have these slides sent to you. Just make sure that you put your email address in our chat and let us know that you're here with us. We are so excited. Okay, so next steps. What does this look like? Right, you're winning on your online job search. Okay, you got your keywords. You know how to utilize them. You've got some job boards and things that you want to look at, right? So what's the next thing? So what we like to offer is this idea of a type of coaching, right? What does that look like? The Elder Financial Safety Center not only provides for the protection of our more senior adults towards uh, against frauds and scams, but also helping them to live as best possible independent lives. A lot of people are reaching back into their encore careers, and sometimes you need a little help. So what does that look like? Well, what do we offer? We offer one-on-one career coaching, resume development, basic computer classes, and employment needs, along with a few other things. So take a look at that, you know, and make sure that you contact either myself or Kim. We have our email addresses here. And we'll also provide something for you in the chat, right?
Yeah, I'm not able to access the chat or to actually comment on here, but my name does contain a C. It is misspelled on that slide.
My
I'm sorry
apologies.
about that. Yeah, no, it's
No.
hard to spell. Yeah, it's Marckmann.
And we'll fix that. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat, Kim. Thank you so much. And then here are some of the job search resources. These are really good. I really like a lot of these. Indeed, ZipRecruiter, Simply Hired, retiredbrains.com is pretty cool. I don't know if you've ever had a chance to go on here, but this one is really nice. Let me know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so it offers so much information: jobs after retirement, work from home jobs, part-time jobs. I set up an alert for myself, and as a job seeker, again, you're kind of utilizing your functions here. And what I noticed when I went in here, I set up that profile with all of the jobs that were available in my area. If you look here, there are 7,490. So this is definitely a site I want to familiarize myself with. Definitely a site you want to familiarize yourself with. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put Kim's information in there. It's K.Marck.
Yeah, KMARC. There's not a dot between the K and the M, so it's KMARCKMANN at theseniorsource.org. So every single extra letter, every extra letter we could have fit in there, we put in there. So
see,
yeah,
that is hilarious. Forgive me. Okay, we are
happens all the time.
Thank you so much, guys. And so we've got one more thing. As we said, we've got those resources for you. Feel free to utilize those. And let's see here. ONET, that's a good one. You need to learn more about work from home scandals. Indeed.com has an awesome kind of overview for that, how to avoid online job scams. LinkedIn has one as well. And then finally, that is it.
Oh, and careerdfw.org has, for networking, they have a very wonderful networking event and job fair calendar too. And
what is that one again?
That's careerdfw.org.
careerdfw.org. So
yeah, they have all sorts of calendars, like for networking meetings, for job fairs, which are good networking opportunities as well. So that one's wonderful as well.
Wonderful. Okay. Well, guys, we want to just thank you for joining us. Don't walk away from this and feel like you're overwhelmed. That's something we don't want you to feel, right? We want you to feel that you can reach out to us and contact us to ask any additional questions if you have them. We want to thank everyone that was able to join us today. Thank you for your patience. We always welcome feedback and ideas. We definitely want you to feel free to reach out to the EFSC Employment Services. And hopefully this was helpful to you guys today. Okay, and Christina's info is C. Taylor at the Senior Source. Kim, do you have any last minute words for us? Thank you, Jose Brenda.
Oh, no. Well, thank you for coming for sure. This was our first Facebook Live, so
yeah, it was.
We're just kind of ironing everything out. I think it'll be.
Yeah, I think so too. But hey, if you guys enjoyed this, let us know. We'll definitely have opportunities for that again. We thank everyone that was able to join us. And again, have a great rest of the day. And we wish you all the very best.